just see you. Saturday night at the movies. Well, we have that song, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do we have it? Where do we have it?
Just now, yeah.
Just good evening.
Silly, he didn't even read. Mark McCormick sent in a minute. Mark, okay, fine. It's not on yet. It's not on yet.
Okay. Once we press the button, it's on.
Okay.
Okay, it's either on or it's not on. So we need to. Okay, some outtakes there, folks. You're listening to our private conversations before we go online. We're either streaming or we have a problem. Another Saturday night. Another. That's there, isn't it? 34. That'll be a nice song to do.
We're live now.
It's very loud.
We're live
We
now.
were live all the time.
I couldn't hear it here, Liam, on this thing. It takes a while for it to come through.
That's true.
So we're live now, guys, and if you just say if you're there, we're coming through.
Good evening, everybody. It's Saturday, the 4th of April, a Shock the Clug. You wouldn't think it's 7 o'clock on an evening like this evening. See that lovely beach you're looking at in front of you? That's the beautiful beach at Port Arthur and Gweedore and West Donegal on the Wild Atlantic Way. Yes, it is that beautiful. So we're just getting our...
Yeah, John
heads
Coyle
around.
is here, so Valerie Nemurhu and Nigel O'Mahony.
Another.
Glorious evening here in Dublin. You are on loud and clear.
Another. Oh, there it is, right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, our producers and everything have left us, folks. So just to show that, yes, we are live. And I'm looking at you today. You might be wondering why I'm normally looking to the side here. I'm waiting for the clatter on the side of my head, which never comes. So I've decided to look at the camera instead. The camera's on the right hand side of my iPad, and I realise when I'm looking at myself, you think I'm looking somewhere else. So now I'm looking at you. These are production values we're learning.
Sheila McMahon, Fergus Toohey, hello all. Mark McCormick. You can't pull yourself away now, Mark. Come on. Now that you're in,
I think Mark
you are in.
McCormick. Mark McCormick, by the way, guys, is the founder of a wonderful initiative for, I suppose, for supporting building of self-confidence, and it's called Create the Great in You. So you'll find that createthegreatinYou.com, and I suppose Mark has developed this initiative over the last number of years. I suppose initially working with transition year type of age group of students, and finding a wonderful way through comedy and rap and talking and chatting of getting them to build up their own resilience, I suppose. And in the last year or so, he's really expanded that into working with a number of companies that he's working with. So again, Mark, you might put a link into your project into the comment there, so that others, if they want to explore what you're doing, and maybe even develop some collaborations with each other. Mark again was talking to me yesterday about his work that he does with the Irish Wheelchair Association and with staff there about building teamwork and all that sort of stuff. So he had suggested to me that what we do, this SingSong, could be of value to clients of the Wheelchair Association, just to help maintain the resilience, etc., through the period.
So Margaret Bucket, good evening to you. Welcome, Peggy.
Thought while we're here, just again, what you're looking at is you're looking at the live capture of my screen on my iPad, and just to show you, I'll just introduce you to that picture. So what does that picture tell you is you get ready to play a few tunes. And again, what this is about for the next hour or more, we're going to play songs along with you. We're going to show the words on the screen. We're hoping that you'll come along with us, sing along, do a bit of practice of your voice, your instrument, whatever it is, and have a bit of fun. Also interact with us through the comments. Mary picks them up on the phone and we come back and talk to you about it. So today, that's the picture that's taken live today And that whole experience today of a couple of hours walking over what's called the Macra in Irish, or the commonage, from just outside our house down to that beautiful beach I showed you a moment ago, all along that shoreline where we met one person, a man out digging his field. We talked over the fence to him, gave us an enormous magical background into the history of the area.
The pH of the land.
One of the things is that as we were walking along the shore, we were kept going over these ridges like a wave, with a wavelength of maybe, in other words, the distance between each trough was maybe 1.5 meters. And we were mindful that these must have been, what did you call them, Mary? For potatoes?
Ridges for potatoes, and they went right down to the water. And I would know
right
that
down
because coming from Connemara, they had the same sort of...
So your man was pointing out, Donal was the name, lovely man, Donal O'Crovsig, and he was, which in O'Crovsig, so I would know the word as Canov, as in bone, and so the name in English is boners, so a lot of boners in Donegal, O'Crovsig, so the Chrov as in the song, Ban Fágin, there's a word, Gymrister the Costa is the Crova, or the Canova, your bones. But he was telling us that there was a, what he called a clahan, down just at where the port is, or where the sea is there, a couple of 100 years ago. It was a collection of 5 or 6 houses, and the people used to all grow their potatoes, etc. down there. So it was very interesting. So myself and Mary just had our magical cup of tea in a flask.
By the way, to tell that is my homemade brown bread with nuts and seeds of all sorts in it.
It's so good that the dog lines up for his bit as well.
He does.
And so, there you are. Now, what about that, my picture of the old man and the sea? That reminds me of Steinbeck's book, The Old Man and the Sea. They said, there's your crova, the guts, the bones of an old boat lying on the shore. It's just, but everything about it, it's a wide angle shot, and I just look at the curvature in that picture there, it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, hello Thomas McGinley from up the road. Nancy,
how are you, Thomas?
Nancy and Chuck.
Thomas, I know that you're practicing. So the other thing we do at 7:30 every day, guys, we're going to be doing the same song every day for a week. This is our second day. It's called the Jug of Punch. We were trying to have a play at it earlier on there, and seems a wee bit pitched a bit high, but that's, we want everybody to have a go.
Nancy Polis said, from Nashville, says, I love your brown bread. And in fact, Nancy and Chuck, we had a beautiful day with them here just 2 years ago in, correct me, maybe July, Nancy, and I think they might have sampled my brown bread. Mark McCormick is from RG. John Cooley is here. There's somebody else here, Nigel again. I said
well,
Nigel.
you're talking away there.
Carol McFlynn is here.
How are you, Carl? So we're going to pick out a.
We've also got Peggy. Peggy says her daughter Marissa does her schoolwork on Zoom.
Oh wow! And where is that, by the way? Just tell us where in the world that is. I mean, delighted to know that it's in Pittsburgh. So and we know that the founder of Zoom has donated a commercial license to all the K-9 schools in America as part of his response to COVID, which obviously is a good business decision for him, because at the end of the day he'll have a lot of people who are on Zoom, but wonderful to see it.
Michelle Coughlin is watching. Michelle, I think you're new. If you are, you're welcome to Meitheal Ceol. I hope that you'll join us at 7 o'clock each evening and join in with us and just share the information, please. Joe
okay,
Kane.
So what we do is, hiya Joe, I thanks you just said you might be a bit late or whatever, and again to Ray Atchison, Ray sent me very interesting information. We'll talk about that in a short while, but let's get going with the song, folks, okay? So Falsa Stacca di Taki Ceol, come on, we're going to sing this.
Hello to Paul Flaherty from Cork, formerly from Cove.
Okay, so guys, I have to say I was quite frustrated last night with trying to do the teleprompter thing, so I need to catch up with myself for a while. So I'm going to go back to playing directly from our book, our 2 song books, which again you can download by just joining or clicking on like Meitheal Ceol, join the group, and these books are there in the digital repository. So we're going to do this song. It's on page 262 of book 1, but again you just have it on the screen in front of you. We're going to do it open, no capo. A beautiful song by Eric Bogle, nice reflective song for this time. For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky of the droughts and fires and floods. I've lived through plenty. All this country's dust and mud have seen my tears and blood. nearly over now, and now I'm easy. So that's the way it goes, guys. Join it if you can, either singing or playing along. Open no capo. I married a fine girl when I was 20, but she died in giving birth when she was 30. No flying doctor then, just a gentle old black Jew. But it's nearly over now, now I'm easy. She left me with 2 sons and a daughter, and the bone-dry farmer's soil cried out for water. So my care was rough and ready, but they grew up fine and steady. But it's nearly over now, now I'm easy. My daughter married young and went her own way. My sons lie buried by the Burma Railway. So on this land I've made my home. Oh, I've carried on alone. But it's nearly over now, now I'm easy. City folks these days despise the cocky, saying with subsidies and dole we've had it easy. But there's no drought or starving stop on the suits of bourbon luck. But it's nearly over now, and now I'm easy. For nearly 60 years I've been a cocky. Of droughts and fires and floods I've lived through plenty. This country's dust and mud have seen my tears and blood. But it's nearly over now, now I'm easy, now I'm easy. Yeah, I suppose the thought that comes to mind when I hear that song is stoicism, really, isn't it? Acceptance and stoicism of a lived life, a life experience, a hard-lived life. And you know, many of the people who have been most prone to the worst effects of coronavirus and have died, I say a lot of people in their late 70s and 80s have lived through a lot of hard times in their lives.
I think particularly in the west of Ireland.
Well, I suppose all over the world. I mean, and but the important thing is that I suppose what the song also makes me think of acceptance and resilience. Just the idea, on this land, I've made me home. I've struggled on alone. I do that. And then the other thing is, city folk these days despise the cocky things, thinking with subsidies and dole we've got it easy. So look, that's the struggle between, I suppose, the urban and the rural divide that's there. But at times that we're in at the moment, look, we're on the same page here, and what we're doing every day in Meitheal Ceol. So what we're doing is our essence is from a group who would meet every week and sing together in the men's sheds in the men's shed here in Guidor, Skubble, Navarre together. Men and women, we gather on a Wednesday night, we sit around a table, throw a few euro into the pot for the tea and the biscuits, and we just go around the table one after the other. Literally everybody picks a song, just like we're doing now, and then we all sing it together. And the critical aspect of it is everybody's been singing together. And if you're not a singer, you just hum along or you just enjoy the song, but everybody gets to nominate a song and we all sing it. So there's, as Mary says, we're all stars. There's no individual in the process.
Jürgen Braun from Germany.
It's Jürgen, you're welcome again.
Michael Rusin from Carlastran in County Galway. And we've got John Cooley saying, you're very lucky where you live and walk. He's from Dublin.
Well, we appreciate that. I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, sometimes I sort of wonder about, you know, whether it's fair enough to be posting photographs of where we're fortunate enough at this point to be able to to go for a walk.
Well, people say the commentary from all the photos that I post, it's very positive, and people say they find this uplifting at this
Yeah,
time.
and I suppose that's how we would like, I suppose, just to share to you the sense of what's out there and the aspiration. That's what's there when all this is over. I mean, remember, like when we're living here in the west of Ireland and on the coast, it would be what they call a Scailge Ir Gulta, desolate per se, compared to life in the city and all the action and the high powwow, etc. So one of the things that this whole process is making everybody do is slow down and think and look around, and we'll do so in the next couple of weeks.
So Romellet is watching from Derbyshire, and we have Anya in New York. Anya, I hope you're not too traumatised, because Anya had to go collect her groceries today from a distance away. Anya lives in London, and I think she said she had used click and collect.
All right,
But she had to go quite a distance away to get her
I thought
groceries.
you were going to you were talking about some sort of click stuff you spray on it to wash down the food. That we really don't know. This is the real unknown. What do you do with your food when you get it in the shop? And maybe you'll comment on that, guys. And what are you doing when you get your food from the shop? Say, let's think like bananas and oranges and apples, and bottles of milk and cans of various things. In terms of what preventative mechanisms. Our friend of ours, John Hayden, put a video up the other night where he brought it all out, put it on a tape, and he sprayed it in milk and turned it upside down and inside out, and then dried it and then took his gloves off. We don't know. We'd like to know what the different people feel. You know, how much are we able to do? How sure can we be of anything? Anyway, we're going to sing I'll Tell Me Ma.
Before that, I want to
Okay.
say hello to Annie McDermott. I think, Annie, you are new as well, but welcome to Meitheal Ceol. Please let us know where you are in this world. And Anne-Marie Chark McGinley is there with her ukulele, and her capo is going to arrive in the post on
Good.
Monday.
So again, look at again, if you're new here or if you're seasoned and you're with us, like the whole idea here is really nothing to do with us performing. It's really, and the only reason we've turned on screen is so you can see we're real or
Ray
whatever.
Atchison is here as
But
well.
our real exercise is to try and use this songbook to get people to sing along with each other. Now I have been trialling some sort of a teleprompter feature, and you know, when I look back at it last night, I was so disappointed with my inability. Well, I'm only learning how to use it, and also it's not a straight up product, and I have to tweak an awful lot of it. So we're going to have 2 songs from that medium tonight, where I think I'm relatively happy with the timing. But I just said I was just knackered tonight. I want to revert to using our old style. And of course,
Marie-
this is, I've just explained it, this is a problem. Now, we play here, and I have this on a 12.9 inch iPad Pro, but this is difficult for Mary to see at, you know, maybe 1.5 meters distance. So what I'm going to say to you, Mary, is when the song was on, maybe you'll push in a little bit.
Oh, yes, what I'm
because
going
we're
to do.
restricted by
The
the
only problem,
camera
you'll have to
and
get
all
out
the
of my
rest.
way for me to do that
No,
a
well-
little bit. Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's not, no,
Yeah.
like you just have to, like it, you know.
Push.
No, you don't need to push. You just need to find a channel to get in and out. Mary's not really good on this production stuff, you know.
No.
Like
I'm
the
not.
width here, the camera is about this wide. That's as much as it'll do. What we're trying to do here, there are multi-functionalities. I have a single iPad, and you're looking at all the different screens on a single iPad. So I think that's pretty amazing that an iPad can multitask and stream out to Facebook Live as against just a straightforward camera. But the fundamentality, this is what we want you to look at, and we want you to sing along and play along with us. And we're hopeful, particularly that people who mightn't feel that, maybe not used to playing guitars or mandolins or ukuleles over the years, might develop the commitment and willingness to come along and have a go, so that by the end of this you'll be able to play.
Ray Atchison is here from the Wee North, and we've got Anne-Marie Turk McGinley saying, I love your photos. Mind you, Anne-Marie sees the same scenery that we do. 2.
So we'll try this on 2. Again, we're not 100% sure at this point in time. I sort of feel we're behind ourselves and where we need to be with this process. And you know, if we could stop the ball here for a week, I think it'd catch up. But the reality is, we said we'd be here every night as a routine at 7 o'clock after all. In fact, I don't remember what the news said already. Enjoyed that first couple of songs. So
And
let's
here's
try
somebody.
this one.
I want to say hello to Marie Fleming. Hello, Marie Fleming. Marie loves Donegal. Where does Marie live?
Well, Marie's from
Dundalk.
Donegal originally, but she's
Yeah.
living in the Dock. So hiya, Marie. I loved a lot of the photographs. I think it is your brother. Takes beautiful photographs and you post them. So keep doing it. Just look again. Please interact with each other on the in the posts, and also really valuable to the process if you try and share these while it's live or introduce your friends. So this is I Never Will Marry. It's on the 2nd fret. So let's go together with this, guys. They say that love's a gentle thing, but it's only probably plain for the only man I ever loved is gone on the morning train. I never will marry. I expect to live single all the days of my life. Well, the train pulled out and the whistle blew with a long and a lonesome moan. He's gone like the morning dew, left me all alone. I never will marry, be no man's wife. I expect to live single all the days of my life. Well, as many as a change in the winter wind, and a change in the clouds' design. There's many a change in a young man's heart, never a change in mine. I never will marry, I'll be no man's wife. I expect to live single all the days of my life. I expect to live single all the days of my life. Now, so now tell us now, Mary. So again, look, we really appreciate you commenting, because I think it creates a sense of connectivity, and that's really what this is about. Like this isn't about singing at all. I mean, while we're singing is just the medium, but the message is Ceol, gorgeous, kind, crack, Ceol, Carnacht, and collaboration, creativity, communication, all those C's, like the vitamin C of our life, just to support us.
So Anya New York says, my aunt used to sing that to me when I was little. Okay, and so Anya also says, food got, dinner cooked, all is well. The reality at the supermarket is a very different world. It's lovely to be able to listen to a few songs this evening. So it was obviously traumatic, yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's one of the things Mary and I think we can probably get away with shopping 3 times a fortnight or so, maybe 5 days.
So, wow. This is funny. So Nigel O'Mahony said, on the subject of food, I knew a farmer who was training his pigs to live without eating. He had just trained them when they died.
When who died?
The pigs. Nigel, I like that. I love that bit of humour there.
Right, I'm going to try and, now that it's just realised, the thing is we don't know what day of the week it is most of the time, so I'm not sure if I read the star date in here. It is Saturday, the 4th of April 2020. If we, all these videos, I saved them, and we're trying to think of how we can re-upload them into a YouTube repository where they're a lot easier to find. And the reason being that if you like what we're doing, and if certainly for us, we've enjoyed, if we're listening back, we can actually try and play along ourselves. So as a practice medium, I think it's wonderful we certainly wouldn't be the best teachers or the best players in the world, but in terms of, look at it, you'll get by and you can enjoy yourself doing what we're doing. So you can just play these back at any time if you like a particular song. Just wind it back and forward and play along because of the fact that the words are on the screen. So this time I'm just mindful that it is Saturday night, and on nights like tonight, I would be constantly just looking forward to my match of the day, watching the Premier League on Saturday nights. And, as the fella says, between Valentine's Day and Easter Sunday this year, the world had all of the things that seem to be relevant and in the programme have gone from the programme. So anyway, that's a lovely song. My original, I'm not sure who sang this originally. Somebody might know that. It wasn't Buddy Holly or it was one of those guys from that time, but I had originally heard the version by Cat Stevens.
Well, one of the guys will know. Hello, Bella Doohan and Dennis.
Hiya, Bella, and again, Dennis won't obviously have his weekly dosage of Liverpool tonight, so we'll have to just learn to. Dennis, you can learn to sing these songs. We get back into the men's shed. I was asked again, Mary mentioned to me that Sean Farrington, I'm not sure what shed you're with.
Blessington Men's Shed, and he said say
often.
hello to all of the men's sheds all over the country.
Yeah, so Sean,
so
again,
we haven't forgotten you tonight,
again, if any of you guys are there and if you're involved in the sheds, I'd really appreciate if you press the share button and share it with the Irish Men's Shed or also the UK Men's Sheds, in which there are hundreds of men's sheds online and connected. But we know Ray Byrne is a guy from the Cooley Men's Shed as well, and Colin Sweeney from the Ardara Men's Shed. So we certainly think that a lot of guys who remember men in sheds would be having a great time spent and having the chat and the crack and the camaraderie that they've been having in the development of sheds over the last 10 years. And suddenly, for obvious reasons, we have to stay away from each other physically. I mean, in our shed in Donegal, the lads love playing 25s, for example, after doing a bit of work or whatever at night and hooching around. And it was a great source of chat and crack, and if you weren't there, they were talking about you. But obviously you couldn't be sitting beside each other, passing cards and handle them. So that's been put into suspension at the moment. So a big reach out to the Shipman Shed. So I'd say, look at guys, get a bit of practice and get your instruments together. Join a process like this or set up your own processes. Download the book. So this book that you're looking at here is available as a PDF. If you just click on like Meitheal Ceol, it says view the group, go to the group, sign up, we'll just approve your membership, because once you're inside, there's a digital repository there where you can download the two books, and Mary is constantly doing this during the day, gatekeeping people, and so it's wonderful.
Yeah, so right. Sean Farrington says that many of the men's sheds are singing along. Okay.
Excellent, Sean. So I'd be when I'm doing this, I'm trying to find out where to pitch this song, so it's not that obvious to me. Another Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. I got some money and I just got paid. How I wish I had someone to talk to. I'm in an awful way. So that's open, all right? So what's up, Mary?
Too high. Too high. I like things a bit high, but I think that's a little too high.
Well, that's the way to see, just to say to you, so there we are. That's what it's like when you're playing a song and you give them chords. To play in that pitch, you might be screaming alone. Doesn't suit every voice, doesn't suit my voice at times. And that's why we use this thing called a capo. So the only problem is if this is high in D, we can't put the capo to raise it up. So we'd have to go an octave down and shift it up. So I'm just suggesting we have a go at this, Mary, and see how it goes.
All right, then.
Another Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. I got some money cause I just got paid. How I wish I had someone to talk to. I'm in an awful way. Got in town a month ago. Seen a lot of girls since then. If I could meet them, I could get them. As yet I haven't met them. It's why I'm in the state I'm in. Another Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. I got some money and I just got paid. How I wish I had someone to talk to. I'm in an awful way. Another fella told me and his sister looked just fine. Instead of being my deliverance, she had a stranger temper to a cat named Frankenstein. Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. I got some money and I just got paid. How I wish I had someone to talk to. I'm in enough way. It's hard on a fella when he don't know his way around. If I don't find me a honey to help me spend the money, I'm gonna have to blow this town. Another Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. I got some money 'cause I just got paid. How I wish I had someone to talk to. I'm in enough away. Another Saturday night and I ain't got nobody. I got some money 'cause I just got paid. How I wish I had someone to talk to. I'm in enough away.
I didn't select that, by the way.
Do you not like that song, Miriam?
No, it's too high there for me. And I like high.
She likes to
But
be
not
high.
that high.
She likes to be high.
I like high.
Look at, will we ever get anywhere? Anyway.
It's all the vitamins that we're taking at the moment.
So
guys.
the important thing is, look, that's just, again, normally I'd go to trouble of showing you the book on camera and all this, but this is it. That's book number 1. Will you lift up book number 2, Mary? So this is a book for dyslexics, as you can see, because by definition of the camera technology.
And this is a book for people who can't read. See?
You know, but
book
so
2, look.
if you read Urdu, you can read this book. So you can see these are lovely thick books, brilliant binding on them, open beautifully, and you open the pages and look at that.
You can hear that it's really hard.
You can see, look at the size of the text.
16
so,
suits me.
Anyway, we've come to the 7:30 period. So this is Squeal Bubbling time, and put on your Hendo 3 learning. So what we set ourselves the task to do is to learn a particular song by repeating it every day for 7 days.
That was Sam Cooke, by the way.
That was Sam Cooke. Oh yeah, that's right. It was Sam.
Joe
Cooke.
King.
What else did Sam Cooke sing? Do we have?
I don't know. Terry Griffin is watching in
We've
Galway.
Another song, Cooke. Hi Terry. So look, the first song we're going to do is the Jug of Punch. What we said, we do the same song for 7 days in the hope that if you're a learner, they say, okay, look, I'm going to learn the song. I'll either learn to sing the song and or I will play it on a tin whistle or a ukulele or a banjo or a guitar or whatever you have. And so I thought if we did this together, and we were going to be doing this for numbers of weeks, so if we took one song a week every 7 days and you had to say, okay, I can do that song, well, we have something from. So we just, Joe Kane suggested this, so that we do Jug of Punch. Now again, I realise that the key in which I've set it in may be a bit high, but look, we'll have a go at that. We'll talk some other time about how to modify the keys, etc. So we're going to hopefully do this in, So for those who are with us for the last number of days, you will see the medium that I was using is a teleprompt style facility, which works fine. I have to take all of the original documentation in Word and do numbers of conversions before I get it into this space. And then when I press a button here, you'll see it starts to scroll. And there isn't a very intuitive way to set up the various speeds for each song. So I've predicted this as running at 107 words per minute. When I tried this with a number of songs last night, you know, I was very frustrated with how it turned out, and you know, I just need to step back a bit and just, you know, get a better handle of what I'm trying to do here, because it's very just trial and error stuff. But we're going to try this. It's open, might feel a bit high for you, just like it is for me, but we'll stick with it. We'll talk again about how to modify the pitch of a song at any time, and in fact, briefly, I'll just show you on the camera here something that's I think could be a help to you if you're there. So firstly, this book, these are hard copy books, which, you know, we have numbers of them printed off, but this is not the time to be delivering things by post, and so we've just distributed a PDF of this book. But on the front of this book, there's a little table there which allows you to convert any of the songs in the book to any one of the more playable keys, which is A, C, D, and G, or those. So they're relatively easy formats in which to play chords, etc. So that's the repository that's available to everybody. So if you're somebody who ever wanted to learn to sing a few tunes, this is your great opportunity. So let's have a go at this open. We'll come back and talk a little bit more. So starting then, let's hope our timing is right this time. One pleasant evening in the month of June, as I lay sleeping in my room, a small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song Jug of Punch. Tooraloo, 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 tooraloo. A small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was the Jug of Punch. What more diversion can a man desire, to be seated by a snug coal fire, upon his knee of a pretty wench, and on the table a jug of punch. Tooraloo, 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 tooraloo. The small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was the Jug of Punch. If I were dead and very bad, and wasn't able to go or stand, I would not think it all to miss a pledge my shoes for a jug of punch. Tooraloo, 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 tooraloo. The small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was the Jug of Punch. Let the doctors come with all their art, they'll make no impression upon my heart. Even the cripple forgets his hunch when he's snug outside of a jug of punch. Tooraloo, tooraloo, small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was the Jug of Punch. When I am dead and in my grave, no costly tombstone will I have. Just lay me down by my native peat, with a jug of punch at my head and feet. Tooraloo, tooraloo, the small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was the Jug of Punch.
I think Liam was a little bit previous or prescient on that in this song, and that he had your man buried and dead in an earlier verse, but in fact he only died in the last verse. He was only sick before.
He was
now he's dead. Okay.
So firstly, I said that I think I'm really pleased with the way that process worked there, in terms of that the speed was correct for the speed of movement of the screen was correct for the speed we sang the song. And again, sometimes people sing songs faster or slower, and I'm not sure that you can ever say there's a right speed to sing a song, that people interpret songs differently. But in talking to Joe Kane during the weekend, mindful of the idea of people practicing and learning, and we say, well, let's try and do this slowly. So that speed is fine. So I want to try something. I haven't tried this before, but mindful of the fact that that song was high, I think pitch high for my voice, certainly. And it wouldn't have, I personally, if I look at that in the key of D, I would probably want to bring that down to an A sharp, or bring it down about 3 semitones, I think, for me to sing comfortably, which I would do using, I would transform the chords using the table at the front of the book, or else what I'm going to do at the moment, we're going to sing this song again in the key of C. Mm-hmm. So if we just take a simple rule of thumb that the first chord in a song typically gives you an indication of the key that you're singing in, then we're going to try this again in the key of C. And remember, just we're in a learning space. We're just this period of 6:30 every evening. We'll just consider it to be a learning space. So if you feel you know all this, you just at any time go and have a cup of tea, do whatever you like. But for those who want to practice this is an opportunity to see how you can change the pitch. So we're going to play it 2 semitones down in the key of D. So that's one whole tone down. So all you do here is if you take each chord as you see it, and as we're playing it, mentally change the chord for the letter before it in the alphabet. Now, in terms of the notes in the alphabet are always A, B, C, D, E, F, G. You don't see any H, J, I, K. Just don't see notes like that for chords. There are 7 chords. Think about it. Count on your fingers. A, B, C. Sorry, just in case you think I can't count my fingers. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 7 letters representing the different notes and also the different chords. So in this case here, to take you through it, I will replace the first D with a C. I'll replace the G with an F. I'll replace the A with a G.
Yeah.
Mary, go, you continue then.
And then the D becomes a C, okay? So the G becomes an F and the A becomes a G.
Right, now what I'm saying is we're singing this slow enough. And
I learned all this relatively recently.
No, that's very important. I mean, Mary was not able to do this. When we started this process ourselves, she found it quite difficult to come to terms. And I, in my view, I think I would have a fairly mathematical mind in terms I could see patterns. It's just the nature of what I am. But I also think Mary was doing a bit of a struggle around this to say, no, this is too difficult. So I don't believe this is difficult, but most importantly, I think this is really about getting a bit of practice in it. Do you know what I mean? So, and look, there's lots of room and time for mistakes. I'd like to think that people might say, look, I wasn't sure what he did there. Let's play this back later. The speed in this is really good. We can play it back. So we're going to try. Now again, we haven't done this live here before, so we're changing key in real time. But the way we're doing it is just drop every chord back 1. Right? So the most important, like it's easy to change a D back to a C, a G back to an F, but the A goes back to a G because it's a circle. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Anyway, let's not overcomplicate it. Let's try it.
Willie Pierce says the timing was good and the pitch was good, and Ray Burns says, didn't think it would ever happen, but I'm beginning to like the Jug of Punch. Frances Robb is here from Glasgow, and she says hello to her sister-in-law, Ro. Ro lives in Derbyshire. Okay.
Yeah, I just want to say, and that's a good point you make, and Ray. There's a lot of songs. I sang a song here the other night. I'd suggest we sing The Worst Day Since Yesterday. And Ray said, I don't like that song. That's the way she'd say it, by the way. I don't like that song.
Yeah.
It was very.
Well,
I don't like
not
that
as
song.
gruff as that now.
Yeah, a female version of I don't like that song, right? And after we sang, she said that song sort of grows me. So songs grow in you, but we had to pick some song somewhere. We just suggested it can be any one of the songs in the book. People like to suggest it, preferably a sing-along song that we could all at some point we meet together sing along. But the exercise is to see if we do this a song for 7 days, can we see at the end of it, yeah, we definitely achieved something as against us just singing. And like, I mean, I maybe I'll even achieve the capability of singing in time, which would be a big help for everybody.
So Willie Pierce says, I think C would be better, and I think
Sheila
McMahon says that as well.
Let's just try it, guys. Let's just try it together. So the exercise which you see is just follow along. Sometimes I might just call the chord, but follow along and sing away, all right? So starting in C. One pleasant evening on the F of June, as G lay sleeping, C in my room, the small bird sang on an F and G, and the C and F, G7 back to C. Oh, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo, F and lay, toora G and U, toora C and lay. A small bird sang on an F and bush, and the C he sang was the G7D. See, what more diversion can a man desire to be seated by a snug coal fire? Upon his knee, oh, an F and wench, and on the table a jug of C, to a C and C, and a G and G, and a G and G, and a back to C. The small bird sang on an F and bush, and the C's F was the G7C. If I were dead and F and bad and he's still dead, C and stand, would not think it all to miss a pledge for my shoes, for oh, it's Jug of Punch. Drop the letters back 1. O to a C and C and a G and G and a G and G and a C and C. The small bird sang on an ivy bush, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. Let the doctors come with all their art, they'll make no impression upon my heart. Even the cripple forgets his hunch when he's C and F, G7 back to D. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. The small bird sang on a C and D, and the song he sang was the jug of punch. Last verse. When I am dead and in my grave, no costly tombstone will I have. Just lay me down on my native P with a C and F, G7 back to D. Tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay, tooraloo-raloo, tooraloo-ralay. The small bird sang on his F and G, and the C and F, G7 back to C.
So you see how much better that is there?
Ah, yeah, look, it's a lot easier now. You know, I mean, I think for me, it's really important that, you know, at our singing sessions, that's often, you know, some musicians will know, and singers, they know I sing that song in the key of E or D or G, etc. And many people, and many really good singers mightn't know that. There's a lovely a friend of mine, Brian, who sang I rang him the other day, and he sang the part in Glass, and I played on the tin whistle on this side. It was really a bit of fun. But again, I said, what key should you want to do? See it in D or C? I don't know. He started off and had to try and find a key. But the important thing is that with a bit of experimentation, if you're like us, and for me, I'm a curious learner, I never get over the fact that, God, it's great to be able to make yourself think you enjoy playing the guitar. Because I spent so long trying to play it and giving up. And if you're like me and, you know, Mary, having never done it, and then picked up a ukulele and had a go and got past the stuckness, Michael wrote a Bora Shore. Where was it you used to play all the time? Oh, my darling.
Oh, my darling, oh, my darling.
One or two
So, Anya,
chords.
that'll be for you and Angela when you get your ukuleles, and row your boat. Or Michael...
Your boat, row melody.
Michael row the boat ashore.
Row.
That was another row your boat.
So, I mean, that's what we're going to try and do. Like, we don't know what direction this is taken and how it'll go, etc. But we don't want to lose the essence of what we set out to do. Have a bit of fun, and mostly encourage people to engage in the process of entertainment and singing and having a crack and playing. So I think it's really good to do this sort of thing. So you had a couple of other songs. What about, there's a lovely song there I'd like to try. It's a simple song again, Rock My Soul and Book to.
Yeah, we might try that.
So
we
again,
haven't done this now.
you know, there's nothing like songs. Well, I see, that's not where it is. It's in the Adobe Acrobat space.
Willie, Colin Ferriser, hello, you're welcome.
Hi,
Willie Pierce says that came out as the effing winch. Of course, it was meant to.
Well, you get you get away with a lot of poetic license here, Willie, when you're at this program, you know.
So Romella Johnson said you enjoyed some of those chord changes altogether too much. We enjoy them altogether too much. I thought you were saying altogether it's too much, but anyway, I now know what you're saying.
Yes, eat, shoots and leaves, Ro. You know, the panda goes into the restaurant, eats, shoots and leaves.
That's right.
So does he shoot the people, or does he eat the shoots and then leaves? Or does he eat first and then shoots and then leaves? So it's all about the punctuation. Okay.
Some songs are a bit like beards. They grow on you after a while, says Nigel O'Malley. Rosie Cole is watching here.
Hi, Rosie. So this song was introduced to me, I'm sure, but for me, I heard Jerry Byrne when we used to work on the rail, when we used to get together and sing some songs. Jerry used to sing this song, real simple song, but I just love it, you know. So maybe we'll... I hope it's a real song, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're playing it open. Right. And once we sing it, you'll get the hang of it. It's a real simple song. Gonna rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Lord, rock my soul. So high, can't get over it. wide, I can't get round it. Lord, rock to my soul. I'm gonna rock, rock on down, riding to Jerusalem, rock on down, riding to Jerusalem, rock on down, riding to Jerusalem. Lord, rock to my soul. I'm gonna rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Lord, rock my soul. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got you and me, brother, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got you and me, sister, in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. I'm gonna rock on down, riding to Jerusalem, rock on down, riding to Jerusalem, rock on down, riding to Jerusalem. Lord, rock my soul.
So that's rather
Do you
nice.
think we'd make it if we went down to
Gospel singers?
the gospel land?
I think
yeah.
they used to sing that on the chain gangs. You know, it's a soul song. It's a black song, really, isn't it? I'm not
I
sure
love
it's black,
that. I
but
love
I
songs
like
like
it.
that.
I like it. So okay, the next song. Actually, Mark McCormick.
Did we do I'll Tell Me Ma, did we?
No,
We
we
never
didn't.
got there. We were heading towards
No,
I'll
but
Tell Me Ma.
before that, Mark McCormick asked us last night to sing a Bob Dylan song. So I asked him, let us know one. And I said, look in the book. And Mark says, I don't think there's none in the book. And then I said, well, what about Blowing in the Wind? He said, oh yeah, Blowing in the Wind. He said, I'd love that. So we're going to do Blowing in the Wind, okay?
All right, so let's go. So again, we're just, as the fella says, freestyling here without a parachute. Okay. So I think Blowing in the Wind was... Sorry, it's in the first book. So just to tell you again the dynamics of this book, it's a magical, hyperlinkable book. So the first one is 365 songs. And so as against any of the other stuff I'm playing around with, when I'm playing around Adobe Acrobat doing this, it's just magnificent. I just going along an A to Z. You can see there, Blowing in the Wind, bang, click it, and we're in. You know what I mean?
So
And
we have Brian McWilliams.
Hi, Brian.
Hello, Brian. Were you here before? I'm not quite sure. I think you're.
Yeah, so I
new.
mean the reason
again,
Mary...
you're welcome. And
Mary asked you the personal question of where you're from, where
let
you
us
come
know
from.
where you're from. We don't want to know your house number, because if you told us that, we could arrive for lunch.
No, what we could do is like in Dundalk last night, if you were watching, Dundalk's a place on the east coast of Ireland, folks. If you're not there, but just see, I'm originally from Dundalk and I moved to the west coast 5 years ago, but I see there last night there was a bank robbery where they used JCB's machines to break into the wall of the bank and steal the safe, or just like the old cowboys and Indians used to do, blowing up the banks. But they appear to have driven a low loader, which is like 50, 60 feet long, of a lorry right through the centre of the town to come up, and then they placed burned cars outside the police station to prevent the police getting out to chase them. But anyway, there was a chase and guys were caught. And you know what I think right now, like in a sense, one thing is very important, that somebody was caught very quickly. As in times of high anxiety, and we've enough fucking problems in the world here with COVID-19 without scammers, clammers, thieves and everything else. And just want to tell you my reaction. If somebody had taken them out and hung them on the spot, I for one would be saying, yeah, I'm happy with that. Because, we need all our social cohesion on, focusing on the common enemy that we all have. A totally impersonal common enemy doesn't do emotions, just call a virus. And what do you think? It's coming from 5G, 6G, underground or whatever. Right now it's coming to a street near you. And the only protection we have is to physically stay apart. And to do that, we're better equipped to physically stay apart if we get closer to each other as we are here. That's our belief, which is why we're doing this.
Yeah. So Maria Fordham is watching from Bedford. I hope Tim is watching too, Maria.
So we're doing Blowing in the Wind, yeah?
We're going to do Blowing in the Wind for Mark. Okay.
So Mark McCormack, I think you would go well.
Well, he's actually singing along with us, would you believe?
Yeah, but I know you're going to be on the ukulele soon. So just take a picture of. I recommend you visit Mark's website, createthegreatinyou.com, and if you can spell all those words and get there, you will see a magical site. Lots of stuff that he's doing. But just when you get there, picture in your mind Mark on his carbon fibre bicycle in the kitchen, practicing while holding the ukulele in both hands and belching out this song. There's fitness for you. Okay.
So
mental agility. Open, playing it open. How many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man? How many seas must the white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? And how many times must the cannonball fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea? And how many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? Yes, and how many times must a man turn his head, pretending he just doesn't see? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? And how many years must one man have before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. That's it, is it? Well, last again. The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
I think we went at different speeds there at different times. So
Sorry?
we went at different speeds, different times.
Yeah, Mary was going up the hill and I was going down the hill, etc. We're really upset about all of this. There's a song I see in front of me. I just see it's on us. And we have over here. There's a book just up there physically. Pocahontas, page 139 on the.
Paddy Doohan is watching.
Just want to. Oh, what a.
Paddy Doohan is watching.
Tell me if you like that photograph, guys. I saw that boat there today as we walked in.
And we saw it yesterday, and I took some beautiful pictures of it. Didn't get to put them up yet, but it was a rather big boat, wasn't it, Liam? We took pictures of it yesterday as well, yeah. he gets the stories mixed up.
I want
sometimes.
you to mark me out of 10. Compare my pictures to Mary. It's a competition.
I get more.
I take better pictures
than you. Guys.
I take better pictures than you.
Yeah.
Mary puts up his pictures and she wants you to vote on her pictures.
He tells me I'm not a good photographer. He tells me I'm not a good photographer. He tells me I don't know what I'm doing, but I get more hits than he does. Woo!
Mary doesn't have a clue about photography. That doesn't mean. Sorry, let me make it clear. She doesn't know anything about apertures or f-stops or field of view or anything like that. Depth of field. She doesn't do that. Colour temperatures, no. She doesn't
I
do
just
that.
point
But
and shoot.
she takes these photographs and they're superb. So what do you do? You know,
She eats, shoots and leaves. That's what she does. Yeah, she does.
So as Patrick Pearce, Pádraig Pearce,
Said.
when he was a school teacher in Scollane, a mother came along, was very concerned that a young son Paddy wasn't paying much attention to schoolwork. He said, Mr. Pearce, my young son Paddy is not very attentive. He won't do any schoolwork when he comes home. All he wants to do is play his tin whistle. And what should I do? And he says, get him the best tin whistle you can get. So that's a sort of a philosophy. Tom Collins once said to me, my philosophy is that all good learning is play and all good play is learning. So that's what I think about what we're doing and why we enjoy this. And, you know, we have the fun and the crack, and hopefully, and by playing along, you'll know these songs.
So
this
hello,
song,
Paddy Dugan, you're welcome. Brian Laverty is looking as well.
Hiya, Brian.
You're doing well at the moment, Brian.
Oh yeah, just to say, so there's a couple of people who've been with us there tonight, Colin McLean and Brian, who invited us to go in a couple of years ago to a weekly session they used to have in Tiernan Oga pub in Letterkenny, and we really learned an awful lot. And particularly, I would just say, Colin's great man for organising the gig and putting it together, and again doing Trojan work at the coalface with the paramedics and a lot of this. In fact, the next song we'll sing for you guys, particularly at the coalface. But again, with Brian, really charismatic leader in terms of, you could see when we sat in the group, everybody would follow Brian. So our timing was helped by virtue of the fact that he was on time. And I just noticed, you know, people who sing and are good like you guys want to perform, and fabulously are learning to now live stream. And Brian live streamed from his Mary said your workshop.
You know
was
what
very
I said
tidy.
about your workshop or your garage? My God, Liam, look at that! How tidy it is.
That you must.
Everything was in little coloured boxes. I was truly impressed.
We reckon that you've been put out by your wife in isolation there for a long time because you got it real tidy. But you were playing along, and maybe you'd tell us, Brian, you were playing along, and you had like a drum machine or something going along in the background, and I realised that with my timing deficiencies, etc., you know,
give us one of them. Give us one of those. Send one.
No, I'd like to know what
quickly,
it is, etc.
promptly.
You know. Like same with Paddy Beefy Burton. I see you playing something on your mandolin earlier, and yeah, I meant to mention that for Ray Atchison. Ray posted something on an app. I think he's working with a cappella, which allows him to record himself and then record himself playing another instrument along with it, and then it shows them again. And there are different things. There's one called SMULE, Smool, which is that there were people in different parts of the world can sing together, but it's not in real time. So for me, that's the difficulty. This is all bloopers and all, and what's real about this is you can sing along in real time with us at the moment. We just can't hear you back, and it can't be a two-way transport. But we're hoping that people in houses, you know, if you're there with your partner, your friend, a family, a dependent person, a child or whatever, look, sing along. Can't do you any harm.
So we have Patrick Callahan is watching from California. You're somewhere near Los Angeles. Are you, Patrick? I'm not quite sure. You might let us know. And let us know who's watching with you. Is your mother there tonight? Paul Brady is watching, and Willie Pearce says, Boys, me.
So again, I'm not sure if it's Paul Brady, the singer, or if it's Paul Brady,
I think it's Paul Brady,
the photographer. No,
so
Paul, you might let us know if it's you, the photographer.
It is Paul Brady he has a camera here with him.
All right. And, so again, but it's really Paul. I think Paul is an ex-student of mine from the Institute of Technology in Dundalk, student of the year in the college at the time he was there. One of a couple of. We were very fortunate at that time to have a number of students every year from the Irish Army's Air Corps, and there was always about 7 of them in the group, and they really brought incredible magic to the student group, the camaraderie, the attention, and just everything about their generosity was magic. And I was at a time when Ireland was going very well at times, and I remember, just again to apologise, Paul, it was a time when I might go into a class and there might only be a handful of people there, and I got really pissed off. What am I turning up here for? Nobody's turned up, because the next day there was no point in continuing with a topic, part of it. But I remember losing the head one day and saying, look, there was only 2 guys in the class. It was Paul and his name escapes me right now, your mate, the army guy. He's come back to me in a moment, but I said, look, I'm not coming in here anymore if nobody's turning up. And I think you guys turned around and said to me, Liam, look, we're turning up here. What are you giving out to us? We're not the problem. While I know you guys were there, because that's what army guys do, they turn up. I mean, you know, you were great guys, and I know that Paul recently said to me then that I sent him a copy of the book, and he has the guitar, and he just, I know you're the guy, Paul, is going to be practicing, and will not only if you play the guitar like everyone else you do, you'll do it very well.
So
again, Paul Brady Photography. Look him up on
Paul,
Facebook. Takes amazing photographs. You know, beautifully sculpted photographs, I'd say. So this song we're going to sing is a Neil Young song.
Before that, we've got Deborah Challoner. Deborah, you might tell us where you're from, and you're welcome, because I don't believe you were here before. I could be wrong, but you're welcome to Meitheal Ceol. Let me see.
So again, if you're new here, guys, this is our idea of an online sing-song for the soul. We do it every day at 7 o'clock in the evening, London or Greenwich or Dublin time. So again, to your friends in the States who join us, you're coming in much earlier in the day. And we do it just as an uplifting experience after the bad news of the day. We're going to try and maintain this routine, which we think is good for all our anxieties and our to stabilise our lives. And in the meantime, sing and enjoy a few songs, and hope that encourage. This is about you guys sing. That's why the words are on the screen.
Trish Doherty is here as well.
How are you, Trish?
We met Trish yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before, briefly?
So we're going to try this one, I think it's a lovely Neil Young song, lovely song. We're going to do it open. And again, you may not have heard these songs before. At the bottom of every song on the PDF, which I encourage you to get, just click the live button there and it brings you to a YouTube video. In this case, it'll be of Neil Young. So you may not have heard these songs. If they trip your trigger, though, go away, learn the songs, come back, practice with the chords, and, you know, put a call into us that we'll try and sing them any night. We'll try and accommodate people with whatever limited skills or whatever we have, okay? Aurora Borealis, the icy sky at night. Paddles cut the water in a long and hurried flight from the white man to the fields of green and the homeland that we've never seen. So that's it. They killed us in our teepee, they cut our women down, they might have left some babies crying on the ground, but the fire sticks and the wagons gone, and the night falls on the setting sun. The massacre, the Buffalo Kitty corner from the bank, the taxis run across my feet, my eyes have turned to blanks, in a little box at the top of the stairs, with an Indian rug and a pipe to share. I wish I was a trapper, I'd give 1,000 pelts to sleep with Pocahontas and find out how she felt in the morning. All the fields are green in the homeland that we've never seen. Maybe Marlon Brando will be there by the fire. We'll sit and talk of Hollywood and the good things there for hire, like the Astrodome and the first TV. Marlon Brando, Pocahontas and me. Marlon Brando, Pocahontas and me.
Okay.
You know, when I heard that song first, a couple of years ago, I heard that song. I loved it, but I wouldn't know much about Pocahontas or those sort of stories of being kids, because most of the stories I heard when I was a kid being brought up were stories told by the Irish Shanachie or old Celtic stories about Cuchulainn and Finn McCool and the Fianna. So these other, I'm not sure if they're Disney type of things. I wouldn't have known a lot, but a number of years ago, when my two sons were very small, maybe 7 or 8 years of age, I took them to Disneyland in Paris in an old Peugeot 309. I was driving, and we went to stay in there and for 2 nights in Disneyland in Paris. And I remember there was a Pocahontas scene played out in that thing, and so that's the first time I got to see it. But that, when I sing the song, that's the image that's brought back to my mind. So again, one of the things I feel about songs is that songs carry with them images, yeah, and thoughts and memories, and it would be nice to get people to write out things that these or any of the songs in the book stimulate for you, or to suggest a song and say what it brings up for you. And this is a nice time to be reflective at times.
So here's Natalie from Westfalen, that's West Germany. She says, "Good evening all, couldn't make it earlier. There was a report of Ireland on the TV and my mum asked me to watch it with her and to show her the places I have visited during my trips to Ireland." So that's nice. Valerie Burton is watching also. Lucia Gallagher, by the way, lives in Enfield, and she's a member of a ukulele group called Jumping Fleas.
All right,
they meet in Trim.
Excellent. So again, one of the things to say, the body of ukulele players and groups throughout the world, it seems to me is a fantastic energy. I know Patricia Prenti, who comes on here a lot, and Yvonne and Sheila, who are in a group at Dundalk, and Patricia also has a group in Skerries, and Annette in California has a group there. And there's a wonderful generosity of spirit. Anytime we played along with these people, have been really welcoming to us. So delighted. And again, when all this is over, be nice to think that people will say to themselves, look, we'll get involved and do something like this. Because
hello, Eileen Nier from up the road. Trish Doherty from over the road. Paul Brady says he knows Mickey Reid, and Sheila.
Mickey, sorry, Paul, it should have popped out of my head. He was in my head before your name came in, and then so it was actually Mickey who told me, Liam, with your cop on. And Mickey had these magical dogs. I know we married some time ago, probably a couple of years ago, but you might tell us that he was massive dog. Like, I mean, Mary's a little York.
We have a little
he would have
York.
he must have been about 70 or 80 pounds, and we had a fabulous, big, lovely dog. He used to take him out walking past my house.
Sheila McMahon says she knows Mickey Reid very well.
All right.
Yeah.
So, so where's I'll Tell Me Ma? We're going to have a go with I'll Tell Me Ma. Yeah. So, yeah. Again, a good song for any time to sing together. So I will go back, guys, at some point. I mean, I won't say at some point. I'm going to keep going back on the auto-scrolling and auto-prompting thing. Again, someone like Paul Brady, sort of guy who, good man with ideas and etc. So I've been trying to find a way, Paul, where I can auto-scroll words on a screen and zoom into them in such a way that they're, at least of that magnitude. So you'll see at the end, you'll probably just join, but the last song we're going to sing here tonight was always going to be, we sing The Parting Glass, and I have that set up right as an example. Anyway, we'll have a go at this.
So I think Valerie Burton says, what about you? And Nancy Polis and Chuck are watching from Nashville.
Okay, so we'll sing this for you guys from Nashville, all right?
Nashville.
The old I'll Tell Me Ma. So this would have been made famous in the States, certainly, by the Clancy brothers.
Yeah.
I have to apologise because during the song I have to stop to move this and up and down. But anyway, just pick up the beat again when you can. Right, open. I'll tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. To put me hair into stone and comb, and that's alright till I get home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is a curtain, 1, 2, 3, please won't you tell me who is she? Oh, Albert Mooney says he loves her, all the boys are fighting for her. Knocking the door and ringing the bell, saying, oh my true love, are you well? Out she comes as white as snow, rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. Old Money Molly says she'll die if she doesn't get the fella with the roving eye. Let the wind and the rain and the hail blow high, snow come a-tumbling from the sky. She's as sweet as apple pie, she'll get her own fella by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she'll not tell her mother when she gets home. Let them all say as they will, sure it's Albert Mooney she loves still. So I'll Tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. To put my hair in the Stolby comb, that's alright till I get home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is a curtain, 1, 2, 3. Please won't you tell me who is she?
Okay.
Yeah, so again, if you're an accomplished musician who says, how do those guys get away with this stuff? If you're saying that to yourself, just imagine that I actually lectured in the third level in electronics for 27 years and got away with it. And I'm still not sure whether Ohm's law was passed in Parliament by a valid government or not. And I certainly have no idea what the S-plane looks like, even though I was telling guys all about it. As a fella said, you know, I suppose you could classify a lot of lecturing, as I probably did and experienced in my life, as where the information transfers from the book of the lecture to the notes of the student without having passed through the heads of either of them. And thank God I have spent a number of my years in my life just trying to get the lights to turn on, and I never, ever, ever get over the fact that when I press the button it works. And just recently in the men's shed I had the great fortune of, we were donated this massive, monstrous vacuum dust extractor, and look, that's a big problem in a men's shed. We can imagine all the sawdust and all the rest around the place. And for people with pulmonary issues or lung issues like me and other people there, it's important to solve it. But it was given to us, but it had a 3-phase motor on it in the building, which, while there's 3-phase there, it doesn't lend itself to being used. And I remembered from back at my halcyon days with programmable controllers, etc., that, I think I could maybe put a single phase to 3-phase converting variable speed drive on this. And I ordered one through Amazon for £120 sterling or something for a machine that cost a couple of grand. And I stuck it on it, and I was trying to remember how everything worked, and pushed all the buttons and pulled, well, I don't have any hair, but metaphorically pulled my hair out, and anyway, it didn't work. And
It's all gone, look.
no, but more importantly, I sort of, there was no lights coming on. Then I realised the fucking thing didn't work. I just bought it, dude. So the great thing about being a paid up member of Amazon Prime, just put it back in the post and ordered another one. A couple of days later it came, and the lights went on in this time, and I connected it. And if you're familiar with sort of 3-phase induction motors, when you connect the 3-phase to them, you can't be sure which way it'll turn. So you have to give them a bit of a jag to see how it turns, and then if it turns the wrong way, there's always an arrow on to tell you which way it turns. And so that comes from extraction to blowing, so I needed to extract. And I switched the 2 wires, and she worked first time. And I never get over the magic of seeing something work. Yeah. So why did I tell him that?
I don't know, Liam, you lost me. But anyway, Peter, Paul and Mary are watching us. Are they still
Paul,
alive? Are they watching us? Peter, Paul and Mary.
There was a song there, The Carnival is Over. Where's that song?
No, that's not the next song. I want to tell you, it's not
What's
Peter,
the song,
Paul.
the next song?
The next song is Oro Se Do Bheata. So it's not, as Peter, Paul and Kathy Anderson. Kathy are watching. Okay.
Well, Paul, I'm telling you, the Foggy Jew, I'm telling you, you need to be practicing that on the side. You can go on to the page that's on in the book and press the YouTube video. But I know that on Easter Sunday morning, you'll be there, full regalia, singing that song. We're going to do Oro Se Do Bheata. So when we sing this song, so Oro Se Do Bheata, an Irish language song. So wherever you are in the world, just enjoy listening to the phonetics of this, and you get the hang of it. The song is, I suppose, a returning sailor's warrior song coming back from sailing for Grace O'Malley, the pirate queen of
Connacht.
The 1600s or whatever.
Peggy. Okay. So, we'll do it again.
So we're singing in the capo in position 4. And enjoy singing the old chorus anyway. Oro Se Do Bheata, Oro Se Do Bheata, Oro Se Do Bheata, Owen is your hottam towering. Se Do Bheata van Bhaile, for the bay or Gracu a thing, even the Gruyeva, the shell of Merla, he is the tilt the Leshna Gali, Oro Se Do Bheata, Oro Se Do Bheata, Oro Se Do Bheata. Oh, and this year hot on Tarry go to run your way like Jocker saw ya. Oh, Gilly Gan Malay, my God, Bhaile Fain is the Frank Nas Money. Is Curry Sheed Root Turn a Guy, Liverish. Oro Se Do Bheata, Oro Se Do Bheata, Oro Se Do Bheata. Oh, and this year hot on Tarry. If we the rain of Arto Beckin, or me and Bio in the year of shock, run your way like it's me, like Ashkia. See the Fogert Fawn in a galley. Oro Se Do Bheata, Oro Se Do Bheata, Oro Se Do Bheata. Oh, and this year hot on Tarry. Oro Se Do Bheata, Oro Se Do Bheata, Oro Se Do Bheata. Oh, and this year hot on Tarry. So Colin Ferriser, a great left-handed guitarist. I can see Colin belting away up there. So Colin does, or he's not doing it at the moment, I think, but a very regular radio program on Highland Radio up in northwest Donegal. It's the main listen to radio station in West Donegal in the northwest of Ireland, and does a bilingual program there. So I know he loves these songs. So yeah, and again, just if you might say, God, what's this sound? I'd recommend, even if you don't know the words or whatever, I think the chorus in that is just magic. And for me, I always have a vision. My vision for this is to get a whole congregation of men shed singing that song a cappella in a facility together, because I just think it's as good as any of the football anthems you'd ever hear.
So Natalie says, it sounds so wonderful in Gaelic. Natalie, by the way, is from West Germany. A wee bit mystic. So you picked up a couple of words, Natalie.
Yeah, and you
like
know, but it's interesting what you just said. She said mystic, wasn't it?
Mystic.
Yeah, I think one of the things is that you might know that song by 99 Luftballon by Nina. You'll know that song, obviously being a German, but and the other one is Major Tom. Peter Schilling sings it, and I just think you can't beat these songs in the original language. So sometimes I just think it's magic to hold a song in its own language and try to learn how to sing it. And you can get a translation of what the meaning of songs is just sticking into Google there somewhere. But some of those songs are absolutely
beautiful. So we have another
very
special guest this evening joining us from somewhere in England. Maybe you would tell us Brian Jones.
Oh, how are you, Brian? You finally made it.
Brian.
Yeah, how are you? How are things? And so Brian used to work with us on, we worked me on Parental Equality in Dundalk a number of years ago. A gentle giant, I would say, Brian, a man with an extreme level of empathy to a lot of very distressed men, particularly who had been cut off from their children, who used to contact us, and wonderful, wonderful insight. And I know you enjoyed your time there. I remember, Brian, we talked about, when one has issues in your life, in order to make progress in it, you have to say, well, look, what makes sense, about relationships and sorting out situations. If you find out what makes sense, it's a lot easier to head in that direction than maybe trying to satisfy everybody at any one time. So
Eileen E.A. says, she's talking about, I'll tell my ma, we used to sing that in school, skipping memories. Okay. Hard skipping.
So you see, we sang a song in Irish. I'm going to jump to another song that just popped out, because on another stand here we have a book, another book there, and which book is this? Okay, so it's this one. But when you're talking, I'm mindful of what Natalie says about the mystic value of this. But this song is called Cadation Duntation. Now, I heard this song many years ago, I suppose, and growing up probably would have heard it, didn't identify all that much, but some time ago I heard it on YouTube, and I think the link, but again, in this book, which again I encourage you, please go online to, if you click the Meitheal Ceol on the top of the page, then when you get there, press view group, apply to join the group, we'll approve you. And because inside there's a digital repository where you can download these 2 PDFs, just like you see in front of you. And they work magically on PCs, tablets, phones. And if you have a smart TV, they can pop up on the screen. We can see them very large. But if you press on any song, the hyperlink, you'll be brought to song. And I think the presentation or the rendition of this song on that is beautiful. A woman's voice singing it beautifully. But stick with it again. I'm mindful of what Natalie says there about the mystic sort of feel for it. I just love the lilt in it, right? So we're going to go.
Patricia
it's called
Prenti, hello.
Cadéishin Duntation nach Muinen Shindo. That's the end of it. So what's that to do with someone to whom it's none of your business? So I think it's lovely, you know.
Wait a minute, I have to get close to this because there's one.
So again, we're stuck. I mean, why we've been trying to look for teleprompting software is that, you know, Mary, as I said, issues like maybe a lot of people have, and we've deliberately designed this book in 16-point font, and it's excellent to do. But even though I'm on a 12.9 inch iPad at the moment, it's proven difficult for Mary to read that, as it will be if you're on a phone played sideways, whereas the other technique I'm trying to develop is certainly a lot better than that. But anyway, this is what it is at the moment until I become more proficient, and also it's going to take a lot of time to transfer 500 songs over. Could find the delegates are giddy all Mauling on Paragus, Marana Monto Occasion, the Tation, that wins and do Mauling on Paragus, Marana Monto Occasion, the Tation, that wins and do. So I'm going to raise that too, Mary, because I think it'll work better for us. It goes at the bottom there, the bottom's out a wee bit, right? Sorry about that, guys. But again, I hope you get. Look, a lot of you might know the song. If you do, I'm sure you like it as much as I do. But if you don't, just listen to the rhythms, etc. in it. All right. Mahim gochel krevig of yoke smer and look no. Avonduli dongedes no gochel upbo. Mahinim shallow if we crown a other soul. Occasion, the tation, that winning shindo. Mahinim shallow if we crown the other soul. Occasion, the tation, that winning shindo. Mahim shirrigan, all the green giris explore. Again, ignore Rossi got renewed and so. Mavil dini sur, kiss my VM super close. Temptation, not winning shindo. Marvin Dini Sugar, kiss my VM super glow. Temptation, not winning shindo. Der Dini go will make on rise condo. Canary, Canady, can bowl up and store. On my Tomish sauce, my pony grow. Temptation, not winning should know. On my Tomish sauce, my pony grow. Temptation, not winning should know. On my Tomish sauce, my pony grow. Temptation, not winning should know. So again, Mary wouldn't speak Irish or Gochas, and
I just know some of the words. So
didn't have the benefit of second level education in Ireland. She had it in America, where she was, she wouldn't have had this opportunity. But you found, didn't you, from practicing, you getting the hang of it.
Yeah, if I understand what it means, it's much easier for me than to try to learn it, But
there's a lovely word in there, guys. See that word there?
Arnold.
Just explain the first line. Mar heimse chigarnol is a grinke is export, cogenig no rossi got crinu den sort. So she poses, the person I heard singing is a woman, but the person poses the question, if I go to an Iha Arnold where there's sport and dancing on, or if I go to an Enoch that's a fair, or the races, or meetings like that, basically, what's it to you if I do that? But the language, it's that Arnold. So when I came up here a couple of years ago, people talked about this concept of Iha Arnold, that word there, A-I or N-E for the A-O. No, actually, Arnall, that's Efod, should be Arniel, I'm not sure, but Arnall is how they call it here. And sometimes they spell it kind of differently, Eagha or Nail or whatever. But what we learned what it means is, so this is an Eha Arnall. We're just doing an online version of an Eha Arnall. It was where people gathered together in each other's houses for a sing-song. And last summer, and hopefully things will have improved this summer, we were invited out to go to Gola Island, where Bhaile and me sailed over to go back into an old cottage where late at night, it was about 30 or 40 people gathered in the main room. And again, we actually brought copies of our books round, and we sang, and storytellers told stories of Gaeilge. Other people sang different songs, etc. And it was just a wonderful visitation, that simple enjoyment, which is what we're trying to emulate here. So I think we have two more songs, yeah?
With two more songs, yeah. Father Fergus Tuhi from Drummondine near Newry, he says, a great night.
Excellent. So again, if what I would love to see people do, again, I'd say one thing I think we can develop a lot more here and share, and we'll all enjoy it, is to share people's memories of these songs. Come on, guys, look at everybody has memories of different songs, or songs that you see in the book that throw up a memory of a person's situation or some testimony or something like that. And please put them in there and let's share that experience.
We're going to sing a slow one and a fast one. We're singing a fast one for the guys who play the barroom.
Okay,
like
so
Paddy and Dre. So you pick a fast one. Okay.
I'll just have a look through. I'm going to try to look through the first book. I'll tell you what. I never thought she would prove false. Yeah. What's that called? The Good Ship Kangaroo, right? Yeah. So this is a lovely song, guys, and I always sing the song because it mentions Milford Bay, which is up in the north of Donegal. But I love this song. Again, I think probably I heard this from Christy Moore. What's it called? Good Ship. So again, it's either under G.
The Good Ship Kangaroo. We're not sure.
So it's under G, or else it's under the Good Ship.
Yeah.
So it's under the, and it should be something that book for starters. So I switch books in my iPad to the first book. I go back to the index. This is how rapidly, and look, it's this is magnificent. If we could only, again, this was purpose for a physical print, not for looking at in this medium of screen. So what I said, Good Ship Kangaroo. So
tomorrow night we're going to sing. Tomorrow night we're going to sing Bhaile and me, because somebody referred to it there earlier on, and Eileen Hay says that's her mother's birthplace was Gola. Okay.
And again, we'll show you Gola Island on Google Maps as well while we're at it.
Yeah.
We're playing this open, guys, and again, once you. Just can I explain one of the problems with this medium is that to fit things onto a book, I wasn't in a position to put in the chorus every time we sing it, because it wouldn't fit onto a book and whatever. Whereas when I'm trying to translate, as you'll see, that transfer all that into a teleprompting and space, I'm hoping to repurpose all this so you'll basically sing what you see. So in this case here, I'll be doing a bit of this. It's messy because it breaks the rhythm of the song and all the rest, but look, I'll do my best. And
Keith said,
Keith
said he loved the song. Keith Burton loved the song in Irish, loved the songs in Irish, and of course Valerie is here as well with us tonight.
And really looking forward again, Keith. I love hearing his mandolin play, and I have a mandolin too. And actually, you and Ray are giving me these ideas about. I think I'm going to try and play these back and record myself trying to play different instruments with them, because it gives you, look, it's great fun, but the mandolin's lovely.
We have to go.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Oh, once I was a waiting man who lived at Tomatees. Now you got it. Now I am a mariner at the stormy sea. I always loved seafaring life, I bid my love adieu. I'd sail the steward and cook me boys on board the Kangaroo. So this is the chorus. So I never thought she would prove false, or either prove untrue, as we sailed away from Milford Bay on board the Kangaroo. Oh, think of me, she mournfully did say, when you are in a foreign land and I am far away. And take this lucky threepenny bit, it'll make you bear in mind this noble love and trusting heart you left in tears behind. Oh, I never thought she would prove false or either prove untrue, as we sailed away from Milford Bay on board the Kangaroo.
Now, next one.
Just hang in there, right? Cheer up, me own true love, don't weep so bitterly. She sobbed, she sighed, she choked, she cried, she wouldn't say goodbye. I'll not be gone for very long, it's but a month or two. When I will return again, of course I'll visit you. So chorus, I'll never thought she would prove false or either prove untrue, as we sailed away through Milford Bay on board the Kangaroo. Oh, come on, you boys, see, this is a real bollocks, this, right? Our ship, it was homeward bound for many's the foreign shore, many's the foreign present unto me love by more. I brought tortoise sizes from Tenerife, ties from Timbuktu, the China rat, a Bengal cat, and a Bombay cockatoo. They'd off I saw her dwelling on a street above the town, where an ancient dame upon the line was hanging out her gown. Where is my love? She vanished, sir, about 6 months ago, with a smart young man who drives the van for Chaplin's on and go. Now we'll have an old chorus. Oh, I never thought she would prove false or either prove untrue, as we sailed away from Milford Bay on board the Kangaroo. So what happened next? In the story, our ship is back. Hey, no, we did that.
No,
all right.
Yeah.
So here's a health to dreams of married life, soap, suds and blue, hearts true love and patent starch and wash and so did you. I'll go into some foreign shore, no longer can I stay. On some China Hottentot, I'd throw me life away. Oh, my love, she is no foolish girl, her age it is to score. My love, she is no spinster, she's been married twice before. Hey, I cannot say it was her wealth that sold me heart away. She's a washer in the laundry for 1 a day. Last chorus, we have to go back up for it, right? Oh, I never thought she would prove false, neither prove untrue, as we sailed away through Milford Bay on board the Kangaroo.
Now, is there any?
So I mean, look at that. You know, for me, it's great. I come in here this evening. I was really. We've been at this for how many days? 21 days or so.
Yeah, it's a bit and like when we were in England a few years ago, and you know we went for 18 nights on the trot.
To different
on the 18th,
open mic sessions, looking for a gig.
Yeah, on after that evening, I said to him, "God, I have to have a break. I'm wrecked." So we took a break for one night, and then we went on again. We went out again.
No, but I mean, you know what I find that look, I suppose I was really frustrated after last night with the problems with the timing on with the teleprompt and that. And so I'm just going to revert back to a more simple version at the moment. So have
you ever seen The Ring?
We're ready now to
75.
We're ready to go now to the last song of the night, folks.
And then we have The Parting Glass after.
This is the last song, The Parting Glass.
What
right.
were you said we were
all right, this is the last song. Now, hold on, so again, for those who weren't here before, maybe Paul Brady weren't here at the end. So this is what I'm experimenting with. Those other songs you saw me sharing a screen of Adobe Acrobat on an iPad. I have not seen any iPad application anywhere which allow auto scrolling. Just doesn't. I mean, I've searched it for 3 years and I haven't found them. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to use a feature within the the Apple word processing app called Pages, where I've transferred files in there, and I can use this thing called a presenter mode and set it up into auto scroll. So I've only got it working, I think, right for 2 devices. But the last song every night we're going to sing together is in memory of everybody who is going through this journey that we're all on together, and for reaching out to all of those who are pulling together, all of those who are suffering in isolation, all of those who've had bereavements, and all of those who are caring for loved ones out there. This magical song called The Parting Glass. It's on Capo 4, and I'm hoping that the timing will be adequate. And again, again, like the Jug of Punch, that's a song we need to all learn. It's a lovely song to end up a sing-song
So
with.
Nigel O'Mahony said, when I saw, and we'll do it tomorrow night, Nigel, when I saw King of the Road in the book, it reminded me of my favourite aunt visiting, when herself and my mother would sing it together. Okay.
Yeah, so that's super, Nigel. That's great, and we will sing that. That's what I'd love to see. Like, if we knew that people want to sing certain songs, I mean, just to appreciate that a lot of songs, to where we put all these together, our hope was that someday we'd be able to play them all. So, you know, it's pushing us along. Even the fact we're playing every night. I mean, because there's so many other techie things going on in the background and organising this is, but you know, at some point we'll get into a rhythm where we can start probably trying to learn to play the damn things right. Anyway, let's try this, guys. Sing along together, and just remember, we're all. This is important. We're all singing in different locations. Just happens that Mary and I are here together. Some of you may be alone because you're on your own in the house you're in, or because other people in your house are doing different things. This maybe doesn't trip the trigger or whatever it is. Or you may be in company, you may have elderly dependents or friends or relatives with you. And I hope all you older people oldies like us that know the songs, recognise a lot of the songs, enjoy them. And if you've got young kids with them, I hope it's a way of you introducing them to a very simple way of existing. You open your mouth and sing songs, cost you nothing. You know, a bit of effort, a bit of crack. And we don't need to worry about whether we're the voice of Ireland, England, Spain or Germany. Let's just be our own voices in whatever way we sing. Everybody's a winner in this. So do sing along with us. Just an absolutely magical song. Are we all right now?
We are indeed,
right,
yes.
Of all the money that e'er I spend, I spend it in good company, and all the harm e'er I did, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. If I had money enough to spend, and leisure time to sit a while, there is a fair maid in the town that sorely has my heart begun. Her rosy cheeks and ruby lips, I own she has my heart enthralled. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls into my lot that I should rise and you should not, I gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all.
Lovely.
That was right. Now, actually, I was just thinking, just to explain to you, that the pace on that song and the prompting was almost perfect. It's just I had actually set it up at 107 words. It should have been set at 104, which I'd set it up for the previous song, so I need to remember to change it. But anyway, if I could develop repurpose or reproduce or represent our songbooks in that format, and if you could find a ways of finding the songs very easily, things would flow a lot smoother, I hope.
Maura Devine, hello. Maura is watching tonight.
How are you, Maura? We had a lovely walk along the Mocker there today, gorgeous. So I hope you're getting out and enjoying it. The weather, I say, a nice day here makes it all worthwhile. I suppose with all of us, I know Somebody was Nigel who just said the weather had been lovely in Dublin tonight, and again, it's lovely. It's 8:30, after 8:30, 8:45. It's still sort of bright here in West
How many
Donegal.
steps did we do today? 16,000 steps we did today on our walk.
We have a little dog here, and we think he did
I
about...
want to show him to you.
I think he did about 100,000 steps today. I'm trying to work it out. If we, you know, the game that we used to play, where you had big steps and baby steps, I think it was called, on the street. When you used to be able to go, you could actually play on the streets because there wasn't that many cars, and you'd have chalk, and you'd chalk the pitch out, and you'd play this game. And you could take baby steps or giant steps. So this little dog is, I think we...
Diego, you met Diego before.
We want to put a wee pedometer on him and see how many hundreds of thousands of steps he
all
does
those
every
people
day.
out there, woof woof.
So anyway, look at once again, we're delighted to be in your company and you and ours. We hope you enjoyed singing along. That's really important. And just imagine that other people throughout the world are having the same bit of fun together. We'll be here every evening on just to say, and this is our sensibility, at 7 p.m. every evening, Greenwich Mean Time. We're here, and that's what we try and do, and make that commitment, and we hope that we can give a bit of diversion, a bit of pleasure and whatever to people. And I really look forward to the idea that people come back and say, I'm actually picking up my instrument and playing it. So play back these videos, play them back, and find a song you like, just keep practicing.
And please share this with your family and friends. Thank you again for joining us this evening. We've enjoyed your company and your comments. Keep them flying. Let us know what songs you like, and we'll try to sing them for you.
Okay, so I press the red button and say good night.
Good night, Slán.